Scorpio, welcome to your Celtic cross reading. What's up? What's going on? Show me that Scorpio collective, please. Show me Scorpio. What's going on, please, for Scorpio? Like always, take what resonates, leave it does not. And if there's more than one energy clearly apparent to you on this board today, then you reverse those energies as you see fit. These are, after all, general collective readings, not one-to-one private, which is to say they may not resonate. Frustrating, but normal. Check your other placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. Show me Scorpio, please. What's going on, please, for that Scorpio collective? Show me Scorpio. Like I was telling one of the fire signs, I think it was Aries, it's flannel week. Yeah. I have a closet full of flannel, and I love them all. Yes? If you're anything like me, you've had some flannel for like more than 10 years. I'm a Gen Xer, honey. The 90s was very impactful. It was just fields of flannel. Doc Martin. Big gulp Slurpees. Okay? That's what we did. That's all we did. Okay? We listened to grunge music, and we wore what we wore, and we drank gallons of Slurpees. Okay? Let me know if you get it. Let me know if you get it. What's going on, please? Show me Scorpio. What's going on, please, for Scorpio? Show me Scorpio. Show me Scorpio. Four of Cups, heart of the reading, crossing, justice, trying to come into balance. The Emperor is surrounding you. King of Pentacles in the past, exiting. Five of Wands, that sense of fight. Before you, the future. Page of Wands. Okay. Strengths, Three of Wands. We'll see about that. Your environment, the Lovers. Okay. Hopes and fears, Six of Swords. To stay or go. Towers in the outcome. Well, we'll get to it. Four of Cups. Unhappiness, disappointment. Your sense of justice is crossing this. You are, as we speak, trying to find the balance. It hasn't been the easiest of things, but trying to understand your Four of Cups and how you don't want to stay in there, and are you doing yourself justice by feeling that way? The answer is no. You are trying to understand that for yourself as well. You know you don't want to feel like this, and you know it's not fair to you. Finding our balance in it, to come out of it, that's where you're at right now. What's crowning you is the Emperor, the sense of empowerment. I need to stand in my power. I need to be firm in my beliefs and stand by myself. Okay. Exiting, King of Pentacles in the past, something practical, resourceful, reliable is something you're familiar with. Hopefully it's still in play. I don't know. We'll have to take a look. Five of Wands is on the exit, though. So that means there's a particular fight here that is no more, or it's trying to fully leave. The exhaustion that comes with it, sticking up for something, fighting for it. Yeah. Okay. Page of Wands in your immediate future, trying to be open just a little bit. Okay. Your strengths, Three of Wands, waiting. I disagree, but then you know my thoughts on that. It's one thing to have a strength that you associate waiting with the timing is right, because sometimes that is true. Or knowing to expect bigger things because you are currently on the pathway to building those bigger things, and that in and of itself can take patience. That is a strength. For reasonable hope and expectations for things you already have in motion. That indeed is a strength. Waiting is not a strength. So hopefully we're not doing that. Again, we'll have to clarify. Environment, the Lovers, a strong connection around you that influences you. Something like this. Six of Swords in your hopes and fears. To hope to move on? You know? Have I? Is it a good thing? Is it done? Am I complete? Am I ready for the next journey? Right? And then the Towers and the outcome. A little bit of a change. A little bit. We'll see. We'll see what's going on there. As many of you often point out, what's the Scorpio reading without the Tower? Indeed. We're going to start right there with that Four of Cups. Let's see that Four of Cups, please. Show me that Four of Cups for Scorpio. Disappointment, sadness, upsetness. Okay. Unhappy with the emotional give and take, that kind of thing. And it can stay a lot longer than we want it to. Indeed, Eight of Pentacles, strength. You are working through a King of Pentacles, so you are very familiar with a practical approach. It's kind of like saying, I know me, I know myself. You're saying you know you can fall prey to being stuck in an emotional circle that is the Four Cups. You could say you could stay there or you can work through it. And you say you have been, with 100% due diligence, working through your Four Cups. You are adamant on this. I can work through it. And many of you find a sense of relief by focusing on your 3D world, okay? Building up your resources, understanding your priority, throwing yourself into work. For some people, it makes the bad feelings worse because they're ignoring themselves. For you, you're saying this is how you feel better. I understand this process, I do. So you're showing me strength. 8 of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles. You're saying sometimes when you feel stuck in an emotional rut of upsetness and disappointment, you find it best to immediately launch yourself into the world that you know and that you occupy and you take a great deal of pride in. You're saying, I worked through that. And so not only do you emotionally benefit because you feel some relief, but you also have a great deal of practical output to show for it. You're very busy, very resourceful, and you seem to be a very comfortable head of state here. And a strong will, too. You're saying, I know what to do. When I'm upset, I know what to do. When I'm disappointed by life or anyone in there, I know what to do. I make use of it. And that's very standard kind of scorpionic process. When stuck with emotions, you work through it and you can actually thrive. That's very water-oriented in the general sense. We tend to build our worlds around what it is we feel. And so for some of us, when it's a kind of a stuck negative emotion, the more we put into our 3D world, we become more secure and it pulls us out of that sense of lethargy. So it's not just the positive emotions that can work for us. We can also use those negative emotions to our advantage as well. It just depends on how much insight you have and how aware you are as a person to convert that kind of energy. But yeah, it's absolutely possible. And that's what you're showing me today. You've built a heck of a stable, financially stable world for yourself. And you look extremely comfortable. You have a strong household. Okay, and in so doing, you show yourself justice more and more every day. Okay, you feel a little more secure every day, and you're feeling a little bit more spiritually balanced every day. Let's go ahead and take a crack at justice here. Are you perfect? No. You're not trying to be either. You want to be self-nurturing, loving, and secure for your household and anyone who dwells in there. You know, and that's how you say you get back to you, your own sense of balance. Focusing on what matters, yeah? Let's see that justice, please. Show me that justice, show me that justice, show me justice. Four of Wands, Three of Wands. Oh, there it is again, Death. Okay, there it is again. Okay. One of the things that's helped you get back into a state of balance. Remember what I told you about that Three of Wands there? If you consider it a strength to wait, that's actually a false strength. Unless, of course, you understand there's something that you've been working towards that will pay or show for itself in time. Okay. And that means patience. You're saying when it came to a particular relationship, you used to believe in that. Used to. Justice here is crossing this. It's like the day you gave up waiting on a relationship is the day you started to show yourself more balance. When you threw yourself into what mattered and stopped focusing on what didn't, you stopped having hope, what looks like unnecessary hope for a relationship, is the day you started to feel more balanced. Focusing on the 3D, what's actually there in front of you, what your actual priorities are, and you got back into yourself a little better every day. You realized the folly of waiting for a particular relationship to make itself stronger, more known, fair, reciprocated, you name it. So this was anti-justice. By waiting for it, you started to show yourself justice when you stopped waiting for it. Okay. So now I want to see where your Three of Wands is in strengths today then. Based on that. That's very interesting. And I agree with you. It's a powerful decision. The Scorpio isn't waiting. They don't need to declare it. They're already living it. And ever since that day, they started to feel better about themselves. Tale oldest time, yeah? Our emotional loyalty can either work for us or can work against us. When you understand it's working against you, that means it's crossed something in you that no longer feels correct. And that's when we need to start making decisions. Okay. And you did. It's still with you. But I can see that ever since then, the tension started to exit. You made that decision. You started to honor yourself better. Your hovering influence here as the Emperor. Let's take a look. Show me the Emperor, please. Show me the Emperor. Show me the Emperor. Show me the Emperor. The Sun, Knight of Pentacles, the Two of Swords are saying, and I've seen this almost exact combination for you before. It's kind of like, I admit, I don't always know where I'm going, but I will achieve my sun. It will be done so slowly, but it will be done on my time and according to my standards of what constitutes happiness. So you have in yourself a very strong-willed energy that suggests it must be this way. And I will move forward, and I will move forward slowly. Again, you already admit it's not always clear to you, but you will figure it out as you go along. Okay? Yeah. That's all any of us can do. But I do like your strength of will, and I like your determination to understand what your happiness is, even if, again, if it's not 100% clear. You're like, that's why I'm going slow. So I can take my time with that particular discovery. In due course, I will discover what makes me happy. And I won't make assumptions. I won't have everything nailed down. It won't be perfect. But at least, by God, I'm living according to my own standards of happiness and what empowerment means. You're like, that above all, right? There you go. If you have to question your own sense of empowerment and what is happiness, then it's probably not yours. So if you naturally gravitate towards the sun and you're a little slow on the way, who cares? Okay? You're still doing it on your terms. And that's important. Okay? Now, your King of Pentacles is showing up in the past. We're going to go ahead and skip that because you already showed me the King of Pentacles. You have a very, even if you have, like, say, no earth in your chart, you have a very strong sense for the practicals. Maybe some of you have a great deal of it. I don't know. It doesn't matter. You're showing me that when times are hard, you focus on what matters. And that helps you pull back into who you are, what you're about, what it is you will do, what it is you won't do. So you have some very strong parameters attached to you. Your sense of providership, okay, is a kind of paramount energy for you. Again, my household and anyone who's in it. That's my responsibility. That's what you focus on, and that gives you focus and direction, and it helps you prioritize your emotional self, getting it back into working order. And that's what allowed you to make functioning decisions about waiting versus not waiting on anything or anybody. So I can see that that's very much rooted in your past as well. Okay, that sense of practicality, working hard, and when you do those things, who you are and what it is you're doing and what you shouldn't be doing become clearer and clearer. Okay? Five of Wands is on the exit. I also think that speaks for itself, but I want to see if there's anything specific within that fight that's fading, that harkens back to why you decided to stop waiting on a relationship to materialize, become stronger, reciprocated, fair, something. There's something about that. And again, once more, when you stopped waiting on it, you showed yourself fairness and justice. Yes, correct. So therefore, it makes sense that the tension is on its way out the door for you. Ten of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, slow. Slow and difficult to carry. Slow growing, that's a bad combination in my book. Five of Wands, that's for some of you. Five of Wands, some of that Five of Wands, some of that Five of Wands. The Wheel of Fortune, Three of Cups, the Knights of Swords. Yeah, the day you stop trying to make something or force it to connect or try to engage with it or meet it wherever it was, when you stopped doing that, the tension went way down. Yeah, it took you a long time, though. It took you a long time. It typically does for us once we're emotionally engaged with something or somebody. It can be so hard for us to see the obvious. It's like, oh, I'm the only one rushing towards this like an idiot to make it connect. That's my bad. Yeah. So that sense of tension, it's the way of the dodo bird, honey. It's distinct. Okay? No disrespect to the dodo bird. But yeah, no. Once you stopped waiting for this to be fair or make sense to you, once you stopped over time, Wheel of Fortune, rushing in to connect with this, kind of realized it wasn't worth rushing to connect with it. Chaotic and unstable. Yeah. The fight went along with it. Gotcha. Just wanted to clarify, make sure. No, you're like, no, that's it. that was it. That was the whole relationship right there. Me rushing to connect with it, and I did that for a long time, and like I said, that was my bet. Okay. I believe you. Yeah. It was unfair, and it put you in that position of waiting for it to be something more substantial or correct or show itself as being correct. You take your pick. Page of Wands. I'm trying to minimize it. It's just, it really speaks for itself. You're being very clear today. All right, let's see that Page of Wands. I do like where you are in terms of your 3D. You seem to be very resourceful, very reliable, hardworking, strong household structure attached to you. Drive, determination to find your happiness. I mean, that's really all any of us can do, honey. You know. But I really like your emphasis on this is what matters. This is what matters. And if the other thing mattered, it would have showed up, right? More clearly, you wouldn't have to question it. Never mind, stop waiting for it. You have an appreciation for this is what's in front of my face. And whatever this is, isn't. Okay. Ace of Wands, Queen of Wands, Six of Cups. Ooh, very soon. I see you crossing a particular bridge here that says, yeah. Ooh, Stella got her groove back, eh? It looks good on you. It's funny, you open up with little Page of Wands, you're like, huh. Hi. It's kind of like that. But what you're connecting with, ooh, that feels, well, that's a breath of fresh air, isn't it? Ah, coming up soon, eh? Ace of Wands, Queen of Wands, Six of Cups. I got some sort of soul bond here. Whether or not we know this person, I don't know. You'll be connecting with them soon enough, so you'll know for yourself. How well you know them, I couldn't say. I have no idea. But it's that special, unique connection that for some reason the flow of it feels very natural, very easy, and you don't have to think about it. You don't have to really have that awkward dance of getting to know someone. It really feels easy. Okay. And that is a lot of natural, easy energy right there. And I'm not going to lie, your reaction to it's like, I like this. This is nice. It makes us feel really good. Puts a lot of hope in there. Nice. Yeah, this is the connection between where you're coming from and where you're going. That's a nice little bridge there. I like it. When that woof arrives, soon. Very nice. Very nice. There's a strong attraction in here. Energy is exciting. It's hopeful. It's passionate. But there is a sort of loving connection there at the base of it. Nice. Very nice. But I like it. The reception is Page of Wands. Huh. It's kind of like that. Oh, I like it. I do. It's nice. It's really nice to see that for you. Oh, there is. Say, honey, we need a refresher in here. We need that's what I was looking for. I was looking for that shot of espresso. There it is. There's that shot of espresso right there on the. I love it. Oh, I love it. Knock some air into that. Let's get some hope in there. Let's get some passion in there. Let's do it. Let's get the intrigue, honey. Let's get the spark. Let's get the whoo. But then that sweet something. That unique bond between yourself and someone else. Okay, well, there it is on the split. Perhaps someone we haven't seen in a minute. Okay. All right, Three of Wands. This is what I'm really curious about. Because you had such a bold Three of Wands and how you dealt with something that clearly wasn't fair. Wasn't coming through, or it just didn't make sense, or you were always connecting to it, but it was fast, haphazard, and it had no real structure. So how do you see your Three of Wands now? Do you still think it's a strength to wait? Or do you think it's a strength to understand what's worth waiting for? Big difference there. Hear the language, it's different. Three of Wands. You gotta know something's worth, or someone's worth waiting for, or they're not. Eight of Pentacles, Five of Cups, the Page of Wands. Okay, so you are changing your definition of waiting as we speak. Very good. I was wondering how that was going to impact you. You no longer consider it a strength to wait. Oh, thank goodness. You're saying you understand now that waiting causes you more harm than good. Yeah, Five of Cups. So the real pain in these kind of situations where people wait, first of all, basic rules. You never ask someone. That's not fair. And you never volunteer. Not fair to the self. Those are big no-nos. If somebody insists they need more time, okay, cool. I'm glad that they know that. But they also need more time on their time, not at someone else's expense. Because, again, it's just another form of waiting. It's just fancier. Okay. So here you have a very strong insight about that, and you're working through it. You are starting, as we speak, to alter the definition of what your strength is. You're saying you can wait. And then you realize at some point it crossed your threshold of waiting is working against me. So Eight of Pentacles, you are changing the definition of your strength as we speak. The idea is that there has to be proof here with the Eight of Pentacles that there's something worth waiting for. Otherwise, I just cause harm to myself. So you being open to that is giving you some really strong realization here. And I agree with your definition, or rather your new terms for defining waiting. You have to know that there's something worth waiting for. Otherwise, there's no point. If there's real work on the table, then you engage. If there is no real work on the table, you do not engage, and you can save yourself a hill of beans of frustration, sadness, loss, regret, remorse, because it ties back to time, energy, and effort, the real world. Something over time, the Wheel of Fortune either shows up to be substantial, that goes beyond, hey, let's just meet real quick, Knight of Swords, Three of Cups, to this is actually workable. This is doable. And if it's not doable, am I just causing myself pain for waiting for the next moment to connect? Because that's what this is. Literally, the definition here, guys, waiting for the next moment to connect. That's what caused the tension. But there was not enough here to build anything on. So that's why I see you looking out for the so-called relationship. It's fair? Not fair. It's not fair. Why am I doing this? That's stupid. Let's not do that. Is there something worth waiting for? These are the new rules. Is this actually workable? Yeah, there you go. Good. I was very happy to see that. Very. All right. Good. New definition of waiting. Very good. All right, the Lovers. In your environment, let's take a look at that. I'm assuming it's connected to the Six of Cups, but we shall see, yeah? Let's see that, Lovers, please. Some of the Lovers, some of the Lovers, some of the Lovers. Yeah. The Empress. The fight was exiting. Why? Okay? I don't know why I'm seeing all that frustration and nonsense attached to the Lovers and the environment when you're... Dude, I've seen this. I've seen this for you, and I'm frustrated. I better not be saying that same nonsense again. I have you connecting happily. I've seen this for you before, and I'm sick of it. I get one more reading like this, I'm going to lose my you-know-what. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. The fight was exiting. You said this is null and void. This is not a relationship. Get out of here. I got you engaging with something here that has hope and sparks you up. We've been through this, Scorpio. We've been through this. Why am I saying this again? Why am I saying this again? Why? I'm sorry, this lover person is understanding your worth and your value much too late, and it is much too late. If they had more to offer you at the beginning, it would have been put down. You're someone who appreciates the practical construct of things, therefore you know this. If they had more to offer you back here in this so-called, is this a relationship stage, you would never have to question it to begin with. Why am I seeing it cross you again? We've done this. We've been doing this in your readings. I get one more of these. That's it. That's it. That's it. This is the last time. This is what matters. You feeling hopeful and the progress of your own efforts and energies, and this is what's natural, light and bright. And I understand someone's competing for your affections, but it's much too late. I'm sorry. That fight exited. You don't participate in this. You don't rush in there to try to connect with it over long, strung out periods of time. You said whatever this relationship is isn't worth waiting for. It's null and void. It can't be balanced. And the day you ended it is the day you kind of started to feel readjusted and balanced back into who you are. Got it? Cool. You can't tell me you're showing up as a strong connection, understanding who you are in the 11th hour, and expect me to take you seriously. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely, I'm not mad at you, honey. I'm sorry. I'm not mad at you. When I see, and I have to explain this to people all the time about collective readings. They're collective. So they tend to move at a particular flow or wave. You have been showing me a particular flow, wave, ebb that is consistently, I made this decision, I stand by it, I know it was right for me, I'm moving on. Here's a connection that's just starting, is sweet and is small. And then, oh, P.S., here's this unresolved business with someone else who I thought was significant at the time. Turns out they weren't. Oh, and they realize what my worth is much too late. You said the fight's over. It's showing back up as I want to compete for your attention or your affection. I'm upset. I'm unhappy. 4 cups. I'm miserable. Where was all that when we had the opportunity here? Just look. Scorpio to Scorpio. I love us. I love you. Okay? I have 3 Scorpio placements. In Western and Verdict. This is the last time I'm saying this. It's not your fault. Someone crosses your timeline in future, it's not your fault. I'm not blaming you. What I'm saying is, the Scorpio I'm looking at, you clearly want to focus on what is developing, and it's beautiful, and it's easy, and it builds because it wants to, not because it feels like it has to after the fact. Okay? Simple rule in life. Choose the one who chooses you. That's it. Choose the one who chooses you. There's no greater power that we have than that of free will. The one who chooses you of their own free will, and you them. That's the power of choice. We do not respect and honor the absence of free will. Somebody once upon a time with you had proof of free will, what they could build with you or chose not to. They chose not to. So they understand their free will much too late. The choices they shoulda, coulda, woulda. Are you going to allow that to be your problem? I understand it's a strong connection. It's those strong connections, you mark my words, that drive us the absolute most crazy. The lover's connection is no easy thing. In order to keep it, you have to choose it. Guess what? You had ample proof that whatever this was wasn't choosing you back. Thus, you X'd it. You were waiting uselessly for something to feel fair in this until you decided to stop. And that's when you started to show yourself justice. You even admitted to me quite succinctly, I randomly connected with this over and over again as often as I could over a period of time, and nothing came out of it. You were very honest about that. So you take that level of knowledge and apply it to this. I know you're going to feel it very strongly, and so do they. It's one of those things. You have to be so brave and confrontational with the lovers. You will always be a mirror to each other's biggest strengths and therefore greatest weaknesses. Whatever this was had enough time to figure out how it was supposed to connect with you, to overcome the weaknesses and see the strengths, and they didn't until it was much too late. So again, can you trust somebody who doesn't know how to operate their free will? In order for the lovers to work, two people have to consistently choose each other. Otherwise, it's always going to be a case of missed opportunity and insecurities running wild. And you have too much of a, this is what's reality, this is what counts, attached to you, to not see that for what it is. Point is, I'm at a particular Scorpio wave. We've been riding it for a while now. I want to see that point where you start to settle in with this energy a little more fully and comprehensively. So I apologize for that. I apologize for the lecture there. I just want to let you know I want to tune in to either more of this development or a whole other different group of Scorpios, because I'm just, it hurts me, man. It hurts my heart. It just, but even by the own admission of what you experienced, you said this had so much time already. It had time to understand what the hell this was. Honey, what can I tell you? Some people don't know that they had a diamond until they see someone else playing with it. You gave up the fight. They're saying, I'm fighting for my Empress now. I just see you waiting for someone who had no strong regard for you until they see you with someone else. So again, you were a diamond the whole time, but they didn't see it until someone else was handling you, right? The lover's connection doesn't mean much when one person ultimately fails to appreciate it until much later. Let's see that Six of Swords and the hopes and fears. Okay, sorry about that. All right, Six of Swords. Six of Swords, Six of Swords. Choose the one that chooses you, okay? Okay. We must be experiencing the height of activity soon. Otherwise, I couldn't keep saying it. I can't rationally explain why I've been saying this for a couple months unless we're experiencing the height of activity. King of Pentacles, Three of Cups, the Queen of Cups. Yeah. I know. I got it. You have shown me such a strong regard for practicality, stability, resourcefulness. I know myself. Reality matters. Reality checks, right? You have a huge sense of responsibility directly tied to your household. So that tells me you have dependence, something like that, where it's not just you. The quality of who you are is so high that says responsibility, but you also have a huge heart. I know. And it's Six of Swords. It's kind of like it was your hope to reconnect to this, but it was also your fear to be put in this position to have to exit it. Yeah, you gave up hope on this. You have to remember your opening. So as much as you might, in some way, desire from your heart and from a real-world existence want to reconnect with this, you kind of fear that you have to leave it alone as well. Because do you remember those Three of Cups days with that person? Shall I remind you what they look like? This is what those Three of Cups days with that person looked like. Crazy, no consistency, mad dash. You connected real super fast, and then that was it. But that happened over a long period of time. So you're kind of showing me as much as you would like to re-engage with it in some way, because it is still the lover's connection. You're also saying you know what to expect from it. You're going to Six of Swords. You kind of always hope to reconnect with it, but you feared it too, because you know what to expect from it. Just more basic, low-level connectivity that's not really consistent and it doesn't really go anywhere. You hung out by that seaside waiting for them a little too long to show up, be consistent, and know what the heck this meant. Okay. You have some beautiful energy like always. There's your actual heart space. You give me a lot of reality. You had a spike of feeling a little extra when you connect with this Six of Cups, which is coming soon. Once more, the timelines are so close. So this lover person is clearly your environment if they can access you like this. You live in the same town, city. You could be a block from each other for all I know. Okay. Just remember that Three of Cups. The last time you connected with it. I don't know that the tune's changed, but I don't believe you have any reason to believe that it has either. Okay. The Tower. Show me the Tower, please. Sorry, honey. I want to fight for your value now that I know what it is. I'm sorry I missed it. Oh, no. No. Oh. You know, I just... I don't know, honey. Like always, classically, hindsight's 20/20. Adults are too much like children. Like sometimes you see another toddler playing with the toy, it suddenly becomes a lot more valuable, and it's just... Yeah. That tells me then, even though this still hits a real space in your heart, they kind of see you as an object, maybe. Because it seems to me they had everything they needed to know back here. They didn't see your value then. Why would that change now just because you're connected to someone else? There, I said it. Okay. Let's see the Tower. Show me the Tower. Show me the Tower. Show me the Tower. Okay. Let's see that Tower. Page of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles. You're saying how you invest in your emotional self has much changed, you know, or you got reacquainted with who you are. You're kind of surprised by your lack of response to this. So you've had a lot of transformation, you know. Your hopes and fears was very telling. You had always kind of hoped to reconnect to this, but now that it's here, you fear it because you already know what to expect from it. You're saying once upon a time you would never hesitate to invest in this, because you loved it of your own free will. Nine of Pentacles to the Knight of Cups. You're saying you have changed a great deal. You, given the chance, would no longer invest in this anymore. I don't see you connecting with it. And even you're kind of surprised by your own response to it. You're saying you've changed so much between now and then. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the Now and Then song by the Beatles. Now and then I miss you. It's kind of like that. Yeah, I miss you. But given the chance, I would never invest in you again. And it even kind of surprises you. You're saying how you express yourself and your love as an independent person. Like that hasn't changed. But my assuming I would just invest in you now, that's not the case anymore. You're saying I would no longer invest in whatever that is of my own free will. It's like that song Now and Then I miss you, but that doesn't mean I would try to reconnect to you anymore, and that even surprises you. I think you had always kind of low-key hoped for it even after you exited. But now that it's here, you can't imagine doing it again. Okay. That's fair. This is what I'm actually interested in, guys. I understand and appreciate the struggle you've been through. Even your standards of definition for what constitutes healthy waiting has changed a great deal. There actually has to be something viable on the table for you to take it seriously, otherwise you won't. Good. So this actually, in the Lover's connection, it actually did its job. It gave you something to work with and learn and modify. So if anything, you can thank that Lover's connection for that. But this is what I want you to focus on, please. I want to see more of this, or like I said, completely shift into other matters or realms of your life, or a completely different group of Scorpios. I'm tired of too many people saying things after the fact, shoulda, coulda, woulda. You know, you could have put a ring. What was that, Beyonce? You liked it so much you should have put a ring on it. Don't tell me you want to put a ring on it now that you're seeing someone else play with it. Okay, what's going on? That's enough. That's enough. I really like your resourcefulness. I really like your pride and respect around your home, quality care, attention, love, nurturing self. Underneath that kind of stoic face, you actually have, like always, a beautifully touched heart. And it never got to fully function for this. And that's okay. It really, I guess this is a very fancy version of it wasn't for you. Because if it was, I rather suppose it would have tried harder. Okay, choose the one that chooses you. It's a winning formula. Okay. Let's try that again. Magician's Sword. This is the combination of the Magician as well as the Ace of Swords. Summon your truth and only your truth. Have confidence in your magic. Absolutely. That is number 37. Skybridge. Possibility for union. I know. I think it a couple of times. With the one you did not expect, but it seems like something is unfolding there and it's quite beautiful. So there we have the possibility for union. And then we also have a possibility, to put it bluntly, for reunion with a lover's connection that did not, once more, choose you over a long period of time. What you will actually do, I don't know. Tarot doesn't dictate choice, you do. Okay? Tarot is the proof of choice, not the absence of choice. I'm seeing a Scorpio after much consideration choosing not to connect with this, even though they kind of hoped for it one day. And now that one day shows up, they realize they don't want it anymore. Because now they actually have something real here that chose them correctly the first time. I mean, even you're like, you know, once upon a time I wouldn't have hesitated. But that's my love for you, and who I am as a person isn't for you anymore. I've learned that about myself. Thank you for teaching me that lesson. That kind of thing. 37, 47. Scorpio. Last one like this. Yeah? Promise. Promise. You put in the... I promise. Okay? Once we get past that intersection, which is so critical, and I have to insist, for many of you, this is coming up. Once we get past this critical intersection, I should stop seeing some of this. Once the choices are being made and they're being laid out. Okay? Somebody put in the comments the other day, isn't competition a good thing? No. No. If you would have someone compete over you, are you really worth it? If you don't know how to make choices, okay? If you don't know how to stand by who you are, what you're about, or where your heart should go to, the competition's not worth it. No. Have options by all means, but it's not a competition. Heart should not be a competition. That's gross. That's weird. I can't identify with that. If that's your jam, okay, but it's not like the movies, guys. Competition of the heart is not like the movies. People need to choose via their free will, otherwise they will never fully choose. They just always miss out or wish they had done other things or made better choices. Do you want that to be you? Anyway, that's enough for me, Auntie Sassy. Put in the comments as you see fit. Take care. Be well.